Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. It is Thursday, December 29th, 2022. My name is Jennifer Cotton, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Midlothian, Texas. And that means I teach people how to make greeting cards, scrapbook pages, gift packaging, and more with stamps, ink, paper, and lots of cool tools. So welcome and thank you for being here. I was ready for this live early, and then I got distracted here at the end, and I was like, oh, I need to click the button and go live and all that. And I looked over and I was like, wow, there's a lot of comments already. So anyway, I have everything together, but I just got myself a little distracted. Okay, so good morning to, let me scroll up here a little bit. Tracy in Milwaukee, Oregon. Good morning. And Ons, good afternoon to you. It's 9 a.m. Central here in Midlothian. Let's see. Julie, good morning. Hey, Janet in North Carolina. Thank you very much. Yes, we had a really good Christmas here, nice and low key. But I did get to see my daughter, who does not live in my city anymore. So that was awesome. Good morning, Pat and Lori in Minnesota. Pat, thanks for sharing. And Lori, thanks for sharing. Jackie, good morning. Facebook user, warmer morning in Mansfield. Let's see. Yes, Linda, warmer morning in Mansfield. Definitely. It's practically hot here in Midlothian, Texas. Jackie, good morning. Kylie, good morning. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Cindy. Good to see everybody. Some of you are on YouTube, some on Facebook. Thank you for watching on either place, and thanks for your support. So as you watch this video, you can say hi, just like everybody else is on any of the platforms, to be entered to win the cards I'm going to make today, which I'm making four. I feel like my camera is, I don't know what the deal is, but I'm going to put it a little lower. It's like I'm at the very bottom of it. So giving a comment will get you entered to win those cards. And then if you also share the video, comment that you shared, and we'll enter you again. All that stuff helps me in my business. So thank you. Thanks for your thumbs up and hearts and likes and follows and shares. Please feel free to do all of that. And even on replay, drop a comment below and give a subscribe and all that stuff. As you're watching replay, Pat says she's frozen, switching to YouTube. Technology just loves us. Nathalie in Netherlands, good to see you. Sandy, good morning. Hey, Pat. Hey, Julie. Yes, thank you, Julie. It was very nice. Jen, good morning. Kathy, thanks for sharing. Now, what was I was coming over to the computer to do something. I had my hand on the mouse. I got distracted. I was going to do something. I don't know. Oh, timestamps. Yes. I was going to drop this thing on here to tell you, just as a reminder, on YouTube later today, there will be timestamps. So if you're watching this recording on YouTube, you can skip to stamping specials, whatever you want to skip to. So timestamps. And I will add some links over here in the corner. When you see that little circle with an eye, you can click on it and it can take you directly to some things. So that's why I have my hand on the mouse. All right. Yay. Let's see who this is. Tommy. So happy to be able to watch. Thank you, Tommy. Facebook keeps giving me a message telling me to be ready to go live. Stella, good morning. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to jump in and get started. First, I'll give you updates about my events I have. All of my events are going to include a PDF tutorial. We're going to cut, die cut, punch, and emboss everything we can, unless otherwise stated. Sometimes you will need your own dies, but we will state that if that's the case. And otherwise, we do all that for you, and then you stamp and assemble. You can take these anywhere in the U.S. to go. Some of my classes are offered in person, and if so, I will tell you about that. I have 4 that are offered in person here in Texas, in DeSoto, Texas, every single month. So anyone can take those in person, and those same 4, you can even check out the supplies from me and take them to your house and stamp there. So those are card class, scrapbook class, Stamp a Stack, and Sampler. This month, the in-person is January 21st. By the way, all 4 of these are clubs you can join. In person, I may sneeze. In person is January 21st. I'm saying this month as if we're already in January. By the way, it is December 29th today, but I'm talking about January classes. And then if you take it to go, it will be mailed by January 23rd, which happens to be the same day I'm mailing my paper and ribbon shares. So you can combine shipping. I added a question to the paper shares because I thought that was the easiest place to do it. That's like, yes, I signed up for Stamp a Stack, Sampler, Card, or Scrapbook class, and I paid shipping there, or I'm in the clubs and I paid shipping through that. So I'm not paying shipping on this. Anyway, I will combine and mail those all together for you if you want. So card class, I have decided I'm using this. That's 4 cards for $15 free with a $20 order. I'm using the Share a Milkshake bundle. And that will be, I'm using 2 bundles, Share a Milkshake and Dandy Designs bundle. So we're going to make a couple of cards from each one. They're going to be super cute. $15 free with a $20 order. All these links are going out at 1 p.m. today, including these new January links. And then scrapbook class, I want to make sure everyone knows that my scrapbook club restarts in January. So you can join. You just need to join ASAP. And when you're in the scrapbook club, you get 3 12 by 12 pages every month. You can take this to go. We have to go club members this past year, and they just pay the shipping for me to mail the packets to them. You're just required to place a $15 order. That's it if you're in a club, but every month of the year. So for the next 12 months, you would place a $15 order with our club host code. And one of those months, you'll be the club host and you will get the free merchandise based on the club orders. So it's a traditional club. And anyway, the 3 pages, so 2 will match, 1 is a single, and then the next month you make the matching one and 2 more, and it continues on like that. We do them seasonally, and then we'll throw in like a birthday here and there or a just generic pages here and there. But we do all the seasonal stuff. And I haven't picked what product we're using in January yet. I'm still debating what to use for the themes we're doing. But anyway, 12 months times 3 pages, that is a 36-page album that you will have at the end of the year if you're in my scrapbook club. So if you would like to join that, let me know. I do need to know as soon as possible if you want to join the club, but anyone can take any of these classes individually every month as well. Okay, so we have those 2. And then my other 2 clubs are subscription clubs, and I showed you last week some of the gifts that we've sent in subscription club members recently. You can subscribe to these clubs. There's cards and sampler, and you can cancel at any time. Don't worry. However, if you stay a member for 6 consecutive months, you get $25 in free merchandise from me. You can slowly build up your stamping collection because we'll use a bundle a month, and you can add that on at a discount if you don't have it. So you can build up that collection. And of course, get PDF tutorial. We cut, die, cut, punch, emboss, and you will stamp and assemble. We give random gifts throughout the year to our club members, and it's a very high value. So my Stamp a Stack club is 12 cards, 4 designs for $30. Like, I think it's a great deal. And that includes over $20 in merchandise. And we do all this cutting for you, which I'm actually going to demonstrate my Stamp a Stack or card club, whatever you want to call it, today on this video with, I forgot to show you, the, where did I put it? Fragrant Flowers Bundle. I think I kind of buried it, so I won't get out the dies right now because of where I have them. But this bundle right here, gorgeous. So you'll see that all, you know, a lot more of it when I show the cards today. Anyway, Stamp a Stack Club is $30. If you take the class single without the club, it's $32, and you can take that every single month. I do have people who sign up for that class every month, but they won't join the club. That's your choice. But the club gets the $25 in free merch after 6 months, the chance to add on the bundles at a discount, and it's a couple bucks cheaper. So Any questions on that, let me know. And then I have a sampler club, same deal. It's $28 for club members, $30 for non-club members. It's 12 by 12 framed art. I don't remember. Yeah, this month's is over there. But I have several over here from recent months. One of my favorite ones. Oh, it's buried. Anyway, so I'll just show the same ones I showed last week because they're right here. These are some recent 12 by 12 samplers. Remember, we cut deck a bunch of balls. You stamp and assemble with PDF tutorial and get over $20 in merchandise. So that one's only $28 a month for club members, $30 for non-club members. Okay, any questions on those, let me know. Email going out today. There'll be a join link. There will be a sign up for classes only link, and all of my events will go out in that email. So make sure you're signed up for my email newsletter. If not, click the links in the video description and sign up for that. Good morning to Robin. Happy birthday. I just saw on Facebook it was your birthday this morning. It was like 10 people's birthday of people I'm friends with on Facebook. And I mean, that was a lot for the same day, December 29th. So anyway, happy birthday, Robin, and everybody else whose birthday is today. But I see over on my VIP group, Elaine and Carmen. Good morning to you guys. Stella, Charlotte, Chris, good morning. Sorry, the ones that say Facebook user are throwing me off. Tracy in Idaho, Carol, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well, Carol. Thanks for sharing. You're welcome, Robin. I hope you have fun today. Okay. Oh, I did want to throw up a little graphic I made for my club. So $20 of merchandise, PDF tutorial, $25 gift of your choice after 6 consecutive months. Build your collection, add on the bundles at a discount, and cancel anytime. So let me know if you want more info on those clubs. It's a quick link to join. And again, cancel at any time. Okay, next up is my new catalog sneak peek. I have been working on these samples this week, but I've had a lot to do, so I only have a portion of them made. Freaking me out that the way it's backwards. Anyway, so I have 6 out of the 8 cards made. So I have to make 2 more hopefully today, but by this weekend I will get those made. So this is a kickoff event for the 2 new catalogs that are coming out. You can take this in person or to go. In person in DeSoto, Texas, you're going to make 8 projects with the Adorable Owls, Day at the Farm, Love for You, and Seaside Bay stamps or bundles. You're also going to get 2 stamping demonstrations. They will be on video on a Facebook group if you are not in person. And we have 2 display stampers. So they will be making at least 10 samples each with new product. And I will, of course, photograph those and put them in the group if you are not in person. So, and the in-person people get access to the group as well so that you can repeat and watch over and over. Anyway, so I've made 6 of the 8 samples, and I'm going to give you a quick sneak peek. So cute. And you will make all of these. I'm doing that fast on purpose, so you'll sign up for my class. You can do tutorials only, by the way, for all of my events also. And you can usually sign up for the tutorials within the class, and then I email them to you, or after the class, I put them over in my tutorial store. Okay, so 8 adorable cards, stamping demonstrations, extra samples, product with your fee, etc. So definitely sign up for this one. So let me see if I have it written down. The in-person date is January 14th in DeSoto. You need to register by January 9th for in-person or to go, and we mail it that Monday after the 14th. So any questions on that, let me know. All right. Next, I literally have everything laid out. For the Seaside Bay, yeah, all that product is laying over here right beside me. I tried to make one more card last night before I went to bed, but I was like, the brain's not working. I'll just do that tomorrow. Okay. Next up, I have a sneak peek of a class that's not released yet, but it's coming very soon. This is another class where I partnered with Alejandra Gomez, and this is to go only. You will stamp and assemble at home, but you're going to get the flowers stamp set for free. It's called Wonderful World, and a pack of the Wonderful World designer paper free. Plus about, oh, I forgot to get the value, but I think it's over $40 in merchandise with this class fee, plus the stamp set, plus the designer paper. And then we used the Very Best Occasion stamp set for our words, and you can add that on when you register if you like. And so it's 8, I think it's 8 cards. Yes, 8 designs. You'll get your PDF tutorial, of course, and we will sell the PDF tutorial only as well. Alejandra and I both have not typed up our instructions yet. These lights are really bright today. But you get some fun folds in there and just some gorgeous cards. That one was upside down. Again, I'm going to punch, die cut, emboss, everything possible. There is not a bundle, not a die included with this one. So we punch, die cut, emboss. I feel like there's a word I'm missing. Cut, die cut, punch, and emboss, everything we can for you. So just watch for that registration link coming soon. 8 gorgeous cards on that one. And that's with Alejandra. So she designed half and I designed half. Hey, Vicky in Chile, Minnesota. And let's see who's over here. Shirley, good morning. Thank you for sharing. Let's see. Facebook kicked me out. Now I'm on YouTube. Stella, I don't know what's going on with Facebook today. I have it pulled up on my iPad, but on my VIP Facebook group, so I can see those names, and it has not stopped over there, but who knows? My computer was acting really weird this morning. Everything was super slow, so I restarted it because I was like, we can't be having this for my live. So we'll see how the live goes. Hey, Linda, thanks for sharing in Eastern North Carolina. All right. Next up, the April, let me see if I have this correct. Did I talk about the paper share? I skipped it. Excuse me. Some papers just fell. I forgot to talk about the paper and ribbon share. So you can register for that right now. I recommend you register by January 4th at the latest. I'm recommending the 3rd because so I can get my notes together and know how much to order. But you can register now to get a sampling of every single new designer and specialty paper from the new mini catalog, and or a sampling of every new ribbon. We give little extra gifts. We give a little extra bonus gift with the paper, extra bonus gift with the ribbon. Where's my note here? Or I have like a flyer I printed out. And then you can also add on the party. You see the word party there, where Alejandra and I will be designing 10 make and takes for you. She does 5, I do 5, using the new designer papers. So it gets you using that paper right away, figure out which ones are your favorites, see, what they coordinate with, all that stuff. And we are using the Sentimental Park bundle and the Something Fancy bundle on those make and takes. So you can substitute other images and words, flowers and words basically, or you can have those on hand, which of course you can add them when you register if you like. You want to register by January 15th at the very latest, but I'm recommending the 3rd or 4th to be able to get those, or for us to order it in our first round of ordering on January 5th. I'm predicting I will be getting up at 3 or 4 in the morning that day, because I have a lot of stuff to order. We're ordering for our cruise that day. And we want to avoid back orders, which, knock on wood, hopefully there won't be any, but just in case, I'm doing the cruise with April. We'll be getting up early. Alejandra and I'll probably be getting up early. We're going to get that stuff ordered for y'all. So register. By the way, the party includes a Facebook party where we will have live and pre-recorded videos. We demo every single card step by step. So this event's a little different. Every single make and take is demoed on the Facebook group, step by step, recorded, so you don't have to be there. It's on January 28th. You can watch anytime. 2 bonus videos, including a mystery project, a mystery stamping, I should say, and of course PDF tutorials, and just fun. And we do give away door prizes as well. So register for the share. Like I said, we give little bonus gifts with the paper share, a bonus gift with the ribbon share, and a gift if you take add on the party, which is only $20 extra for 10 make and takes. I believe it's sequins that we're giving as our gift. and like all that other stuff, the party and everything. So if you have questions, let me know. But it's great. And we kept our prices actually for the share right at the same cost of our last share. So that we thought we did good on there. Okay. Now the retreat. Let me see if that's next on here. Yes. So we have in-person retreats coming in August and April 1st, 20th, and August 10th in Temple, Texas. Anyone can go. You don't have to be a Stampin' Up demonstrator. You can be. It doesn't matter. We have a mix of everyone there. We have tons of space. It's in Temple, Texas. It's a huge facility. You'll get a bed. You'll get your meals. You'll get to use our supplies for the 10 or more make and takes. You'll get to use our supplies for the optional add-on classes. And you'll get to meet all these awesome new crafters. So any questions on that, let me know. In addition, we will be offering that to go closer to the month of April. And then our mega cruise retreat in a box is ready for registration. I believe you need to register by January 10th. But again, the sooner you register, the sooner we can order part of your stuff on January 5th. This is going to include 6 full classes, PDFs for each class, gifts, of course, a cruise retreat bag, and more, really. So it's going to be amazing. If you weren't able to join us on this cruise, which we're counting down the days, it's like 20-something days until we actually get on the ship. It's crazy. Out of Galveston, Texas. We, oh my gosh, because that August date, Robin, I've corrected multiple times. I don't know what I'm doing wrong there. Anyway, the, what am I trying to say? We're excited to go on the cruise. But if you can't go and you want to get all of these awesome classes, register by January 10th. Okay, let me go back. I want to see what this says. Okay, it's 10 through 13. Gosh, 10 through 13 and 20 through 23. Sorry about that. But of course I have a mistake. So, all right. We also have a cruise in January 2024, a crafting cruise out of Galveston, Texas on Harmony of the Seas, a huge giant cruise ship. You should join us. You can do the crafting portion or not, so you can bring anyone you want with you and use our group rate, which is super cheap. So any questions on that, let me know. Coming soon, the Jen and Jen Stamp Camp. Genevieve and I have just been texting this morning with a few more details to each other about our stamp camp, but that's coming in February. Genevieve Co. in Canada, Jennifer Cotton in the US. So if you live in Canada, you can register for that now. Ask me for the link if you need it. And if you live in the US, the link is coming soon because I don't have it set up yet. But check out the 1 o'clock email today for all of the links to anything that is ready to register. They should be there. All right. So that's what's coming up. Specials. We have our last chance list. January 4th is the very last day to order anything retiring. I've been updating my document there's a link to it on my blog and my emails and so on, where I'm telling you what has sold out from this book. We still have that amazing clearance rack you can check out in my online store while supplies last on both of those. But January 4th is the actual very last day to get, I'm trying to organize my papers here, to get stuff from this book. Like, that's it. And then what else did I put? Oh, fitting florets, same thing. Actually, it's the fitting florets designer paper and the framed and festive stamp set. January 4th is the last day, unless they sell out beforehand. This paper is gorgeous. I just had someone order like 6 packs. And she knows it's gorgeous. But both of those are while supplies last. And yeah, so January 4th or while supplies last. So those are your last chance items. Of course, Celebration is coming. I will mention that in the cards I'm making today because we're using a new paper as well. All right. Let me point the camera down. I do have a couple of things to show you. Yeah, so it might look like it's not aligned properly, but that's fine. We'll point the camera down. Hey, Kathleen. Let's see over here. Elaine, thank you for sharing. Catherine, back in Texas. Good morning. So Catherine, what? Oh, there it is. I was like, your comment is not over here, but it is. Mary Ellen in Montana shared. Thank you. Thanks, Linda. Hey, Kathleen in Florida. Hello. I was going to say thank you, which, yes, thank you for being here, but also hello. Okay, so down here I have, first of all, I received a few more Christmas cards in the mail. This one is from Renee Cole, and so check out how she did this. Let's see if I can bring this any closer to me. Sheesh. So I don't have to reach as far. Okay, so see these die cut trees right here? She cut them out of the cover of the card, the front, and so you can see them on the back as well. And because she embossed that white piece, so that's pretty cool. So thank you, Renee. This gorgeous card is from my friend Tracy, who's a Stampin' Up demonstrator. And of course, it's hard to show on a video because of the way I have the camera, but it stands up like that. It's one of those fun folds, and enjoy every minute of the holidays. Anyway, it's a gorgeous card. Gorgeous. And last but not least, Chris, my friend Chris. Gorgeous card as well. So thank you guys very much. Much appreciated. Oh, and Landa gave me a belated little Christmas thingy. This was actually similar to her gift exchange at our Christmas party, but she did mine in pink. And so it's a box. Part of these are the gnome dies. And she put some Christmas gift tags in there, which y'all know, if you don't know, I love handmade Christmas gift tags. So I will be putting these in my box for next year, like that's going in the attic for my gift wrap. And anyway, super cute. So thank you, Landa. And then last but not least, here is my ordering special. So it is still December, crazy enough to believe, because I'm like this, I don't know, it feels like January already to me, but anyway, it's not. So you can still get this free class packet from me. There's still time to earn this absolutely free. 4 cards. I made these on a previous video. Only with a $25 online order with the monthly host code, you get this class packet sent to you in January. This is the Fitting Florets, or what is it called? Anyway, the Florets bundle, framed Florets bundle that I used to make these. And let me grab the host code. So when you go to my online store, where is it? Right here. And you click add host code. You can copy and paste or type in this XJRARRSZ, and that links you to my order, which I do recommend you use that host code no matter what your order amount is, so I can send you a thank you card and all that. But I mean, I say whatever amount under 150. 25 or more gets you the class packet. 50 or more also gets you these free brand new gold faceted adhesive back sequins, which you can see I used on the cards. So 25 class packet, 50 add this. But if you go to 150 or more, you're going to not use the host code, because Stampin' Up! Will also, on top of that, give you $15 minimum in free merchandise. So I'll still give you my gifts, but I want you to get that free stuff from Stampin' Up! So that is that. Let me move these over here. It's time for me to start doing math on what paper we need. And then for our cards today, we are going to use the Fragrant Flowers Bundle. So I'm going to explain my 2 stamp sets here. We are going, or here are the coordinating dies, which, yeah, they're all in here miraculously. And of course, I showed this already when I did my catalog tour videos. So you've seen me show and describe this set before. But what I didn't point out is that it comes, okay, there's 1 stamp left in here, in photopolymer or red rubber. We actually have 5 stamp sets throughout the mini catalog that are this way. And you have to pay attention when you order. So this is Landa's stamp set, and this is mine. And I borrowed hers because of all these things I'm doing. And when I took it from her hand, it was heavy, and I was like, I opened it immediately. She's looking at me like I'm crazy, and I'm like, yours is red rubber, mine is photopolymer. And long story short, we figured it out that there are 5 sets in the catalog. I knew this already, that there were some, but I didn't think I had ordered any. So they are Lighting the Way on page 18, Fragrant Flowers, which is this one, page 21, Silly Goose, page 27, Around the Bend, page 35, and Happy Labels, page 53, that you can get in photopolymer or red rubber, cling, photopolymer or cling. And you have to pay attention to the host, or the codes, I should say, not host codes, the item codes when you order. Because it does not, I mean, it just, and they cost the same. So you can't tell by price. You just get what you type in. So whichever you prefer, pay attention to the ordering. FYI. Very important. Okay, so there's that. Let me move all of this stuff out of my way. I'll keep that out. And I think I need to mount one of, well, I'll do it later. I'll just use my stamps today. But I did borrow this to use her, I think, one of these big words that I used in 2 different colors on these cards. Okay, anyway, this is my Stamp a Stack class for the month. So I have my tub here that my customers will be able to check out if they're local to stamp these at home. This is also what I'll take with me to DeSoto so that we can, or they will be able to stamp in person. I've got little sticky notes if I'm missing things that I need to add back in later, because I'm planning approximately 500 classes right now, it feels like. And then I'm using the, I keep mixing up these names, Favored Flowers 12 by 12 designer paper. This is Celebration designer paper. This is half a pack here. And you are actually going to get half a pack of this paper that's free with a $50 purchase with your class fee if you take my Stamp a Stack class this month. So, of course, I recommend you join the Stamp a Stack Club. Click the wrong one. Which is only $30 for 12 cards, over 20 in merchandise, plus the free designer paper. But you can take the class for only $32 for 12 cards. So, up to you. Here's the packet where I cut these cards from that I made. And I may or may not have to cut into that today, so we'll see. Okay. So that paper was from Celebration Brochure, which starts January 5th, where you can earn lots of gifts free with a $50 or $100 purchase. And then I keep wanting to open the book. Don't forget, you get this boho blue mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Oh, I buried something else I wanted to show y'all. Free with our starter kit in January if you want it. Or you can get the white one, or you can skip the machine and pay $30 less and get 175 in merchandise for $99. It all starts January 5th. And side note, when I was opening mine the other day for the first time, I was like so confused by these plates. But these are the plates that come with the other white mini machine. I just haven't embossed on them in so long I had forgotten. So anyway, it's all good. Okay, I wanted to show this bag that my mother-in-law, I had sent her one of our kits, our holiday kits, the citrus one, I forgot the name. And she made all the cards, of course, and then she decided to use it to stamp some bags to put our Christmas gifts in. And I was like, you did really good. There's no ink on the edges, nothing. So I just wanted to show that how she just used that in that way, and it looks super cute. So there you go. For Susu there. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to make all 4 cards today from the club. As a reminder, you can join this club through January, blanking on the date. Let me look at the calendar. I saw the helper cat comment too. Okay, January 15th is the deadline to join the club. And my cat is passed out asleep, actually. So that's where the cat is. And honestly, let's just let her sleep through this video because she's learning to jump onto all of my tables. I had something, I don't think it was a live, I think it was some kind of Zoom the other day. Anyway, the cat was jumping on this table, which I did not appreciate. And doing getting on other things. Anyway, she's getting very active. Okay, so I've pre-stamped a couple things here for display and all that, but basically you make 12 cards total in this class/club, and you get over 20 in merchandise included. So we're going to give you things like opaque adhesive back gems, ribbons, and even a blending brush. Yes. So you're going to get all kinds of cool goodies in the class packet, plus that half pack of DSP. Of course, I'm only going to make one of each card today. So this isn't really a representation of how your kit will be cut exactly, because you'll have multiple cards and your designer paper will not be cut. You'll cut that with the PDF instructions and this video. Fragrant Flowers dies. That's what we will be using. Okay, so I'm going to start with this first card here. And see, I use white dollar store bags to decorate with stamps. Nice, Kathleen. I need to go to dollar store more. Like, I'm always busy to find stuff like that. Okay, so on this card, you're going to have a petal pink card base, 5.5 by 8.5, 8.5 by 11, cut it in half. And then you'll have all these pieces here, except, again, you will cut your own designer paper, so it won't be cut for you, but we're going to die cut everything else. So we'll have all these measurements will be on my blog. So if I say them wrong or forget to say them, they're going to be on my blog, stamptherapist.com, at 11 a.m. today, Central. Okay, so next layer is Calypso Coral. Then you'll cut your 2 pieces of designer paper from the Favored Flowers designer paper, the large piece, and then this petal pink one to go across the center. This is a a portrait card. And then we have the large 3-inch circle in basic white from Styled, what is it called? Stylish Shapes dies, circle, squares, and banners. And then this little label die, it is a die. You could cut your paper instead if you want, but we're going to die cut it for you because it gives you that little beveled edge. That is Calypso Coral from the Fragrant Flowers dies. There's a larger one and a smaller one to fit Friend and Love from this stamp set. So we've cut the larger one here in Calypso Coral, which I could have cut from this piece, but I didn't think about it. Okay, so let me fold my card base in half. This is card number 1. And then for my stamping, actually, you will have a piece, a half sheet, 4 1/4 by 11 sheet of basic white in your class packet for this card. And you need to stamp this flower, this large flower, 3 times because you make 3 of each card in Memento black ink. So my stamp is buried in this box. I'm going to pull it out just so you can see it. Plus I'm going to stamp it on something else later. So black, this is my photopolymer one, 3 times. Then loosely hand cut apart, then die cut out with the die, which cuts beautifully, like it cuts the little holes in between the floral images there, and it cuts it gorgeous. Okay, and then I want to pull this die out now. The dies that the people are going to use. I was supposed to pull these out already if you're going to use them in the class, so they can be in the tub. Just got distracted when I put it together before. Anyway, okay, so I've pre-done that to save a little bit of time there. Next, for this one, I used Stampin' Blends to color. I went with dark petal pink and light and dark mossy meadow. And at first I used dark and light petal and did blending, but for me, this is just me, there's so much detail in these flowers, and it's all black because we stamped in black. I couldn't make it stand out, and it was very tedious. And so I just decided I would go with dark petal pink for the whole thing. These flowers, which I don't know what kind of flowers they are specifically. They're kind of like roses, but maybe they're not roses. I'm not sure. So I'm going to take my dark petal pink and use the brush tip and just color these flowers. You can, of course, do blending, and I'm actually going to add some color another way, sort of like blending, but with another tool. But anyway, of course, if you're using your own supplies at home and you're a lot better at this type of blending than I am, please feel free to make it amazing. But I think it looks also fine this way. But again, I couldn't see a big difference when I used dark and light for me on the petal pink, so that's why I did not. So this is the dark petal pink. Blends are amazing to color with. If you've never used them before, they're alcohol-based markers. They do dry out quickly, so put the lid on as soon as you're done, but because they're like a Sharpie. But they literally don't leave streaks. So if you see a streak, color back over it and it'll smooth out. And then I'll go to the fine point here for I'm looking at my sample for these two little buds here that are just about to start popping open, I guess. I don't know. But then everything else around those will be mossy meadow. Okay, then I will do some blending on these leaves because it was pretty easy. Just this is Jennifer quick coloring. I'm using dark mossy meadow on the veins a little bit, but super messy, as you can hopefully see there. And then I'll just go over that whole thing with light. I'll probably use the bullet point. By the way, if you're ever in my events, like you came to a class in person or you borrowed the tub and the brush tip is dry, turn it to the bullet point. That's what I use 90% of the time anyway. That was rare that I used the brush tip. The bullet point is almost always still not dry. And of course, these are just consumable products. They're only $4.50 each. And mine last a long time, but just saying. Also, I found with this image, it was hard for me to tell the difference at the edges between the flower and the leaves. So some of them I had to go back and add, fill in a edge where I missed it. When you blend, by the way, you do go over the dark part or the light part that you placed down first. You can go dark first or light first, but you don't have to avoid that section. You actually want to go over it so that you make that transition sort of disappear. And you can go back and add more dark and add more light, and you can keep layering it literally as many times as you want. And it will not break your paper down because it's alcohol. Just put this lid on each time. And, but it will bleed through to the back, of course, because it's alcohol. Okay. I forget to say anything about alcohol markers. They're amazing. We only sell them in certain colors. I wish we sold them in all colors, but that's another story. Okay, and I'm just going to go with the dark here, I think, on these little stems and leaves, little bitty leaves. But yeah, so sometimes you have to just use a color that matches close enough if we don't carry it in the right color. But Mossy Meadow and Petal Pink are colors from this particular designer paper and on these pieces here. Okay, so there we go. That all colored in. Get some light spots here anyway, which I can 100% go back and fill in if I want, or just let it be art. But again, You can keep layering and layering. Oh, I was going to mention the color lifter also. It's a tool. Looks just like this, but it's clear. And it'll pick up a little bit of the color or lighten an area. All right. So simple, simple. But then I did want it to have variations in the color, and I had seen some samples online that had variations, and I don't know exactly how they did it. Some of them probably are really good with Stampin' Blends, which is good for you if you are, but I'm not. So I used my new little mini blending brushes, and I'm using one in Calypso Coral for this card. I got these out, but we're not using them yet. They're for a different card. And Calypso Coral ink pad. And just get a little, actually I need scratch paper for sure. When you use these blending brushes, there's very rare cases when you don't need to start on your scratch paper first to get that first ugly blob gone and then go on to your project. But I'm just adding this darker Calypso Coral, this darker color Calypso Coral in the center of these flowers with my blending brush. Just to give some detail or whatever we want to call it. You could go darker, of course. I'm always a light-handed person with this kind of stuff. All right, so there is our flower. So gorgeous. Maybe peonies, Janet says. Having a heat wave with temps in the 40s, Sue, in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Love it. I know, Kathleen. I agree with you that the blends last a really long time. And mine even get used in classes. And even with that, it's rare that they dry out quickly. So agree with you. Really good quality there. Okay. On our little Calypso Coral label, we're going to stamp the word friend in Memento black ink. So let me find it. Here it is. Friend. Memento, you can press hard on that ink pad. Tap. You can, when I say tap, you can actually hit it. And this stamp set is photopolymer. So remember this, if you order it in red rubber, that won't be as easy to align in red rubber. Landa said we needed to use the Stamparatus if we do that, which she's right. Okay, so now I have all my pieces. I think to put this together, I'm going to need the Pale Papaya Open Weave Ribbon, which is a great match with Petal Pink, by the way. And yeah, I think we're ready. So I am tying the ribbon around these two pieces of designer paper. So I'm going to set that aside. You always want to pay attention to that when you're assembling cards, like if you're following a tutorial or copying a card from online, or of course, if you're making up your own design. If you're going to tie that ribbon around, don't go crazy and glue everything down yet. So Calypso Coral directly to the front. And then we have our strip of the Petal Pink designer paper with the little white geometric designs on it. That, again, measurements will be over on the blog. That strip is going to go right across the center of this. No, that's a lie. Ooh, not the center. I'm just saying what I think. Down here toward the bottom. Maybe I'm going to measure from the bottom. This would not be on my blog. Maybe 3/4 of an inch from the bottom of the Mossy Meadow designer paper. Place this strip of Petal Pink. Then our circle, just FYI, will be sort of over here a little bit to the right, partially on that pink designer paper. And then, but I don't want to glue that exactly yet because basically these flowers are going to be part on and part off the circle. So it's going to be kind of like that. However, I'm getting ahead of myself. I need to tie this ribbon around. So the ribbon is going to go more toward the bottom of the Petal Pink designer paper. So it's fully on that paper, but not quite all the way to the bottom. I'm going to tie it in a bow on the left side. So I'll grab my reverse tweezers from my Embossing Editions toolkit and pinch that. And then I'll flip the project upside down and tie the bow. Turning it upside down makes the bow come out right side up. Remove the tweezers. Fix the bow. Get my fingers in here. Even out these loops. Hey, Liz, did I say hi? I saw Liz. Come on. Alejandra. Oh, yes, you need this stamp set, Alejandra. It's literally so gorgeous. I've also seen some really gorgeous ones on like Demonstrator Planning Place, which is our Demonstrator Facebook group, and Pinterest, because it combines with this designer paper so well. It's gorgeous. And I'm glad you like it in pink, Alejandra, but guess what? My last two cards are purple, so don't worry. First two are pink, last two are purple. Thank you, Marcella. So she says, love your color choices, which I can't take credit for either one because it's just from the designer paper. But thank you. I wish we still sold this ribbon as a side note. I'm like, I need that petal pink, whatever this ribbon was called. We don't sell it anymore. Anyway, that's beside the point. Okay, so trim my ribbon. Looks pretty. I kind of know where I want the circle now. The circle is going to go flat. So a couple strips of my Stampin' Seal. It's like just not really centered. So you just base it on the flowers. And then, of course, wherever you put it will be fine. Nobody will have a clue. I'm going to use my mini Stampin' Dimensionals to attach the flower. And I'm using about 5. You can put as many, if you're using your own supplies, put as many as you want. Using mine, use about 5 because it's fine. And then just want these two little buds look really cute down here, touching the ribbon, I should say. And then this little bud looks cute over here. So just something like that. I can't remember if I might have gotten the idea for this card from the catalog. Can't remember now. And then my greeting friend, I'm going to use dimensionals on it as well. Just a couple. It's really small. And it's going to go across the flowers to the right there. And now we can put this on our card base. Look at these gorgeous flowers on the back. Woo, so pretty on the back of the designer paper. Okay, then we'll attach that to our card base. And then the gems. So these are the opaque adhesive back gems. You're going to get some of these, I think a whole pack, I believe, in your goodie bag for this class. Sign up for the club, join the club. I'm going to use the white ones. And I could have colored the white ones for this class, but I didn't. These opaque gems, you get small, well, let me start up here, small, medium, and large, equal quantities of each in Gorgeous Grape, Melon Mambo, Fresh Freesia, and white. So they're really nice. So let me put a large one down here on the petal pink designer paper, a medium one. I'm using my Take Your Pick tool on the left side of that circle, and then a very small one up here in the top right corner on the designer paper. Okay, so there's our first card. That's your Stamp-A-Stack Club card number 1 for this month. Love it. You'll make 3, though, not just 1. Here's my other one that I made ahead of time. So pretty. And you have a chance to win these cards today, by the way, by commenting on this video, YouTube or Facebook, replay or now. And if you share the video, comment that you shared so that we can enter you a second time. All right, card number 2, another petal pink and Calypso Coral combo. And this time our card base is Calypso Coral, 5.5, 8.5. Just cut your 8.5 by 11.5. Measuring is super easy. Don't worry if you're new to card making. Anybody can do this. This will go up and down again, portrait. Oh, how was it? I confused myself. This is card number 2, by the way, card 2. Okay, so this is one of my stamping buddy, partner, friend. I'm trying to think of the word. Not layout. It is a layout, but what's the word? Sketch. This is one of her sketches that I've been copying a lot lately. So you can do this with any designer paper, any stamps. It's going to work. Just trust me. So we have your card base, usually color, then a white piece. Again, the measurements will be on the blog. And then a couple of pieces of coordinating designer paper. These are not just, these just happen to not be it's not the back of the other one. They're just 2 different pieces I chose. So this black piece with these pink and coral flowers and green leaves. And then this is the same piece I used, yes, on the first card, the petal pink with the geometric designs that went across, but now we're using it up and down. So we have like it's like 2 1/4 or 2.5 inch wide piece, and then like a 1 3/4 or so. Again, check the blog for measurements. They're not a perfect fit right now, left to right. That's because we're going to tear them. So we're going to take this flower piece, and you can check which, what I want to show. It's going to be on the left here on top of this white piece. Turn it the direction you want, if that matters. And then you're going to tear toward yourself with the front of the paper facing you. Sort of random tearing, but the point is you want the white part to be revealed and show. And you can go back and tear more later if you need it. So this will be on the left side. And then over here on the right, we're going to tear from this pink one on the right paper, I should say. We're going to tear this side, which I guess you could just tear this and flip it. But just for my brain, I'm going to turn this around and tear toward me so that the front of the paper is facing me. And I'm revealing the white on the inside. And then when you flip it back over, it goes right there on the other side of the white piece. And that's it. I don't think I tore too much off. It looks a little different than my original, but I think it actually is fine. Like, I think it looks equally as good. And they're always going to look different when you do tearing on cards. Okay, so that's our base part. Then I have, of course, we'll pre-die cut for you this amazing label. By the way, Alejandra, label. I know you're going to want this set just because of this one die right here. It's this amazing label that fits these really large thanks and hello greetings that come with this stamp set. And I cut it in basic white. And then you will cut from your designer paper. Remember, we don't cut this for you, by the way, because you're getting like half a pack. You're going to hand cut or die cut out this flower from your sheet of designer paper. So let me grab mine. I loosely hand cut around it. It's the sheet right here. It's got a black background, and then the flowers on it match the 2 dies. So I actually am going to use one set in purple, this color, of these larger flowers on my next card, I think. Yes. So I'll loosely cut around it and then die cut it out. And then you see these smaller ones. Both of these match these 2 dies. All the other flowers and all of this designer paper, I believe, do not match these dies. This is the only sheet. Of course, you get 2 sheets when you buy the whole pack free with a $50 purchase. So anyway, that's where that flower came from. You could stamp it as well if you just want to stamp it and color it in, because it's the same as that stamp or this stamped flower right here. Okay, so let me die cut it out. Grab my little mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, which got debuted on the last video. This is the one you can get free with our starter kit next January 5th. Thursday next month, but January 5th. And you can get the white one also. Plus, you get 175 in merchandise for only $129. Or you can pay $99 and get $175 in merchandise and don't get the free machine. And that'll put you on my team, which means you'll get a discount on your purchases. You can take advantage of team stuff or not. You don't have to participate in anything you don't want to, including ordering at a discount. You should, but you don't have to. Okay, so there's that. And then, where did I put? There we go. Oh, I need a stamp. Which, oh, I thought I lost the label. My goodness. All right, so there's my white label. So mine is going to say, hello, friend. So this is the one, I think. Where's mine? Yeah, I'm going to need Landa's stamp, I think, when we actually do the class. Yes, because the next card, or one of the cards, uses hello in another color, which is Blackberry Bliss, actually. So let me make sure this is clean. I forgot to wet my chamois that I use for videos. So this is the one I use when I'm designing. I have like so many chamois. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this hello in petal pink. Tap, tap, tap. Don't press hard. Whether it's red rubber or photopolymer, doesn't matter. It's these ink pads where you need to tap, tap, tap. And then hello is going to go over here on the left. It's really large and thick. I love it. And then I'm just going to clean the stamp off right now so that it'll be clean when I make that other card. And then friend will go down here in black. Memento black. So friend is going to overlap the last part of hello, like the O, a little bit. And I'm putting it toward the bottom on the right side to fill in that space. Okay, so now we can put this one together. I'm going to use this ribbon again. I just really left every tool out here. Okay, so let me attach my white piece. Let's see how y'all are doing over here. Yes, the label die. Who said that? Pat. I know. As soon as I saw that, you have to really investigate. Even if there are stamps like that you're not interested in at all, you need to look at those dies to see, like, is there anything interesting in these dies that I can use for other stuff? Yeah, those labels are good. Okay, so attaching the designer paper on the left and right. And then the greeting I did attach flat because I want the flower, the die cut flower, to be popped up. So the greeting goes over here toward the left, toward the bottom, flat. And then I'll use a Stampin' or a couple of Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of my flower. I use the minis, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that before, but mini Stampin' Dimensionals are my favorite ones because you get like 700 and something in a pack for like $4.25. So I'm putting this flower, what it is, the image is the small little peony rose looking flower with 2 leaves coming off of it. On the sheet, it comes in purple and the coral pink versions. This is the coral pink one. But anyway, where the flower fills in the blank spot past the O and above friend, and then the leaves are sticking up to the top right. All we need to do to finish this off, I'm going to make a bow with my pale papaya open weave ribbon. So 2 bunny ears, lots of space in between. Lots of space in between. There's 1 ear in each hand, 2 tails. But the space here is number 1, most important. Number 2 is that your ribbon is flat the entire way. See how I do not have it all turned and twisted. It has stayed flat. Like I could just release it and there's no twist. Anyway, then you go right ear over left, push the right ear down into the rabbit hole and pull. That's if you need to make a bunny ear bow because you can't do a regular normal bow very well, like me. And of course, just adjust and fix. And even up your ends. But in general, you have no waste on the one side that you trim off from your roll also if you keep it attached to the roll like I just did. So that's a bonus there. Okay, mini glue dot. This bow just goes right there at the end of the word friend. And then all we need is some gems. And I used white again, these opaque adhesive back gems. I used white. So I'm going to put a small one up here top right. And then a large one right sort of close to that, top right, and then a medium one down here, bottom right. There we go. And that's a, well, sketch I learned from Alejandra, wherever, if she learned it from somewhere or made it up, I don't know. But I'm going to call it an Alejandra sketch. Go. Michelle, I'm glad you're thinking twice also. I love it. Love it, love it. It's really pretty, I think. We're using this for our cruise as well. I'm making a sampler with it. By this weekend, I'm hoping to have everything designed that I'm supposed to have designed. My share, my cruise, and my kickoff. But anyway, we are using this bundle in the cruise make and takes as well. So that's offered to go also. Thank you, Facebook user. Let's see, Pat, thank you very much. Nancy, thanks. Let me go back here. Janet says, I always thought Petal Pink should have been named Petal Peach. More peach than pink. I know. I do agree with that. Thank you, Cindy. Hey, Kathleen, no problem. Thank you, Denise and Kylie. Sorry, I'm just reading y'all's previous comments. Julie, thank you. Alejandra, thank you. Who's that? Now I'm like, who did I say? Sandy, thank you. Awesome. Thanks, Stella. Thanks, Michelle. Okay, so there is card number 2. Now we're going to our purple phase. So this next one, card number 3. Card 3. Organize some stuff here. Okay. This one has a Blackberry Bliss base, and I didn't stumble on that. Try to say that 3 times fast. I'm not going to repeat it. Okay, 5.5 by 8.5 Blackberry Bliss. I'm going to fold it in half, and this is going to be a Z fold. I'm using my bone folder, by the way, every time I fold in half to make that crease instead of my finger, because there will be more wrinkles on the inside if you use your finger. So fold it in half. Then we're going to take the front and fold it all the way back to the left. So no measurements needed. Just fold and fold. Use the bone folder to make that crease really, strong. And that is a Z fold card. Super simple. So for this one, in your packet, you'll have a piece of white to go on the inside of the card. You'll have a Blackberry Bliss and a Fresh Freesia piece, which I'll talk about in a second. And then remember, you'll cut your own designer paper. So you'll cut this strip to go on the side. These measurements will be on the blog today, plus, of course, in the PDF tutorial if you take the class. So that is a gorgeous piece that is black. It has this really cool Blackberry Bliss and light Blackberry geometric design on the back. But we're using the side that has all purple flowers. They're Blackberry and I believe Highland Heather, or maybe it's Freesia. Actually, it's Freesia, I believe. The colors listed in the paper. There was something I was using in all this designing lately that had heather, but anyway, and then the green leaves. But these are really close together flowers. You can't really cut them apart by hand because they're overlapping, and it looks really cool. Then from that sheet I just showed you on my other card, I loosely cut around a set of the large purple flowers, and we're going to die cut those out. Then this Blackberry Bliss piece goes on the back or behind this Fresh Freesia cardstock. Again, the measurements are over on the blog at 11 a.m. Central. And that, where did I put it? that Fresh Freesia piece is embossed with this cane weave embossing folder. It kind of reminds me of some furniture that was in people's houses when I was a little kid. It's like, I don't know what you call it, but it's really pretty on a card. Okay, so that's what this flower, that rectangle there is what this flower is going to go on. Okay, so I'm going to die cut this out. I believe this fits on the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Let me double check. Of course, when I'm making my projects, I just use my big machine when I'm designing because it's set up over here to my side. All I have to do, I'm looking for my glasses, is turn around and the machine is right behind me on a countertop. But you can totally use your mini. We had this discussion at my, I think, club. It was somewhere because I remember Linda was there and I think Elaine, and we were all talking about how and when we use our mini machine. Linda says she uses it all the time because her stamping area is really small. I said I use it on special occasions or when I'm traveling. And then someone else was like me. She's like, I have my big one right behind me. It's just like I turn around and it's there. So I use that one mainly. So anyway, everybody's different. Look how gorgeous. Aren't these flowers so pretty? My team make and takes. Oh, I do have a sneak peek of those I can show. For my team this month, you can always order the make and takes. It's totally optional at a discounted rate. Like they're hugely discounted. For that, we are using this designer paper with just words, like not even this stamp set I'm using. If I know where those are. I just almost tripped. So these are gorgeous cards too, and they're fun folds. So if you're on the team, make sure you sign up. But just to show you like how you can just use the paper and cut out the flowers and not necessarily own the stamp set also. So the paper is gorgeous. But yeah, team members get to add those on every month if they choose. And in this case, we're doing a Zoom meeting, so they would stamp at home after I mail the packets out. Okay. Now for stamping on this card, we're going to stamp on this inside piece. I'm going to grab my scratch paper, which I think I lost. Where would I have put that? Okay, so I have this white, I think it's 4 by 5 1/4. My scratch paper there. And what I'm going to stamp, there is this little sort of geometric again, but almost like little diamonds background image. And when I say little, it is a pretty small image. It's only, the entire image is about 3/4 by 1 1/4 inches. And it's little diamonds all together. So the shape it ends up making is not symmetrical, I guess. There's a couple more diamonds on the bottom right. And anyway, hopefully that makes sense. So what I did with it, I'm going to grab my Blackberry Bliss ink pad. I mounted it on the block straight, so to say, but straight with how the design is. And then I stamped it. It was confusing for me. That's why I'm saying this. I stamped it, but my clear block straight, so to say, down here in the bottom right-hand corner, hanging off the edge. And then I re-inked it and I sort of aligned one of these bottom triangles with an opening here. And it's, again, hanging off the edge above it. And then I did the same thing to the bottom left. But it's kind of weird. Like, I cannot figure out how to just stamp it in a row. Well, I mean, in a row, okay. But I can't for sure figure out about stacking them. Maybe it's just because I didn't stamp enough. I don't know. It's difficult for me. I guess you just do it like that. So you have to go across 2 or 3 to be able to keep completing the pattern. For me, just right now, randomly doing it, I'm not keeping the pattern very well, but I don't know. I feel like there's a hole right here. But anyway, play with that. This is what I did on ours. So it just gives like a little corner design there. Good enough. And then, because it's not really the kind of image you just would stamp randomly. Like, to me, that would look funny. But anyway. And then I'm going to grab fresh freesia ink. And stamp my greeting inside this card. So this won't show until they open it. In the word thanks. It's that big, thick thanks greeting. Hopefully I didn't over ink my freesia pad there. There we go. And then we're ready to assemble. Okay, so this piece, now that I've got it stamped how I want, the white one goes on the inside of the card. Check something. Okay. And then we have the small designer paper to go on the front left flap. 1 7/8 by 5 1/4, I believe. Just check the blog. And then the cane weave embossed freesia on top of the Blackberry Bliss cardstock. And then on this one, my flowers will be placed on there with Stampin' Dimensionals. Just so that they look pretty, you know. Grab those. Check these comments. Okay. The little stamp reminds you of stained glass, Janet. That's a good description. Yes. And thank you for that, because I'm trying to give descriptions also for my line customers. So that's awesome. It definitely, if you want to picture something, yeah, that stained glass vibe. Okay, so place the flowers on there. And then this whole rectangle, which is going top to bottom, you know, it's longer. I'm going to flip it. I'm going to place it where I want it on the card. And then I'm going to flip the whole thing upside down and center it back on the card so that I can see where I need adhesive on the left back. And I always use dimensionals when I make these Z fold cards rather than just plain adhesive, but it's up to you. Partly because the dimensionals will be a little bit stronger adhesive, but mainly because I like how it looks when it's raised up. But it is maybe a safer bet on the strength of the adhesive. And I'm not centering this top to bottom. I'm putting it higher up so that that whole geometric corner stained glass look shows. But we do want to cover up that greeting that's on the inside. And then that's how the card will open. And then we're going to do a fresh freesia open weave ribbon bow, just like the other bow. Well, I'm doing bunny ears. You can tie whatever kind you want. And just a reminder, this is my Stamp-A-Stack Club for the month. 12 cards, 4 designs, PDF tutorial, $20 in merchandise, free this month, free designer paper. And you can join the club for only $30 a month, cancel anytime, but you can also take it as an individual class for $32. So either way is a great deal. So there's my bow. Let me glue dot that on. And then, last but not least, our gems. And on this one, I mixed, hardly ever do that. I mixed colors. So I'm going to place a small fresh freesia, a small and a medium fresh freesia gem up here in the top right corner on the white cardstock. And then a, trying to see what size this is, a large white gem. So small, medium, large. A large white one down here in the bottom left corner of that freesia cardstock, because a freesia gem would not show up very well right there. There's card number 3. And I'm going to make one more. And then, oh my gosh, it's only 10:20. Why am I starving? Like I haven't eaten any food in days. I'm starving today. So there's that. Also, you get a chance to win these cards by commenting on today's video on replay or live. So let's see. Thank you, Julie. This was her favorite card. Hey, Barbara, good to see you. I was wondering about that rose. So we'll check that out. I don't know. Thank you for commenting on that. Anyway, Robin, thank you. Loves the Robin says she loves the purple, just like Alejandra. This is going to be card number 4. Oh, Alejandra says, looking great, Team Purple. Haha. And then she's like, yes, Robin. You guys are funny. Thanks, Stella. Thanks, Kylie. Thanks, Julie. I'm not a purple person, but I love the DSP and flowers. So the cool thing about that, let me see who said that. Pat's with me on pink. You know, the whole thing comes with everything in the purple version in the pink version as well on all of these designs. So you can just swap it out. Okay, last card, last but not least. This card was inspired by one I saw on Pinterest from Patty Bennett. And I modified it some, but you know, it's definitely inspired by her card. So anyway, our card base is basic white, 5.5, 8.5. Then we have a piece of the designer paper. So this is the back side of the one that we just used with the purple close knit flowers. The back of that is Blackberry Bliss with a geometric sort of diamonds, but others, I don't know, things around the diamonds, geometric shape and light Blackberry Bliss. So we have that. Then we have a piece of basic white that's a little bit smaller, but still a large rectangle. Again, I have those measurements over on the blog that we're going to stamp on and do some blending brushes. And then you'll have a scrap because you're going to be making 3 of each card. A big scrap of white to stamp 3 of the small flower on this. It's like 1 single flower and 2 leaves from the stamp set. Loosely hand cut those apart, then die cut it, and it's stamped in Memento Black. And then we're going to actually sponge our colors onto that instead of coloring it, just to be quicker and different. And then that white label that I think I just have an extra one here. Anyway, basic white label from the Fragrant Flowers dies. Okay, so those are all of our pieces. Let me grab this white piece and a scrap paper. So on this, what we're going to do is stamp this large flower image, which is just like the designer paper, 2 large flowers, leaves coming out both sides, left and right of the flowers, and then the 3 little buds, 2 close together and 1 on the other side. It's the same one I stamped in the first card. I'm looking for my black ink pad and my sample because I want to copy exactly how I stamped these pretty much. Okay, so we are going to stamp this in Memento Black ink. So I am going to press nice and hard because you need to, on this stamp pad, you can press harder and we want to really ink this well. So press nice and firm or flip it upside down like this. And then we're going to stamp this on here a couple of times. So I'm actually looking at my original sample to kind of see where the images fell. So to recreate this just like this, you would need to look at the original sample, which you'll have access to once this is done. And see where did these two little buds fall, where did the corner leaf fall, etc. when it was stamped on there, approximately. Then we'll re-ink it and repeat that process over. That was at the top, basically center of the cardstock in a portrait, and then we'll repeat that on the left. But I just want it to look the same, but the point is that you're stamping the flowers twice on here at the borders, and then we'll sponge on top of them. So that's the main point. If you can't see exactly what I'm doing, just stamp the flowers on the, starting at the top, going around on the left. Something like that. And that alone looks gorgeous. By the way, can you not see a black and white card like that? Like, it's done. It's gorgeous. So this stamp is amazing. It looks so good just in black. But we're going to use blending brushes. And I am going to order myself more of these small ones. I only have the original 3. And you can use whichever size. Like, if you have the big ones, like, it's not going to be the end of the world. But I did want the small ones for this, so I had to use a large one for my old olive that I'm going to use. But I'm ordering myself more when I place all these other orders. Anyway, but whichever size you have, you can make it work. But what we're going to do is do this sort of blending technique that I saw, like I said, online. And we're going to start with a lighter color, Fresh Freesia. You must take off that blob on your scratch paper first. And we're just going to add some Fresh Freesia ink first as a light purple. And by the way, if you only have one ink pad, you could do it with one. You could be really, really light-handed with a darker color first, or vice. Well, you'd be really light-handed on the first version with whatever color your initial one is. And then you would go heavier-handed and press harder and repeat, layer to get a darker version. But I'm using Freesia as my light one and Blackberry as my dark one. Just remember that. There's usually those little tricks if you only have one of a certain color. Notice how really super dark that dot is. So you definitely don't want to do that directly on your paper first. Okay, so my next layer and basically the whole rest of it will be Blackberry Bliss. And, we're just doing from light to dark purple here. That's it. Pretty simple. I think I said this already, but I can't remember. I said it in my head. You can start your little swirls on the scratch paper and then just don't pick it up and keep sliding until you get over to your cardstock as well. That's basically it. Like, it's so simple. Of course, you can use different colors if you want, yellow, red, whatever, like to give like a sunset type image, whatever. They don't all have to be in the purple family, red family, pink family, whatever. You can do all kinds of variations, and you can go back, add more Fresh Freesia. I did on my, I think I didn't come in far enough. Actually, I kind of didn't on this one as well. So I had to go back and add more, on my original, like, just, it's pretty forgiving. You can go back and fix it is what I'm saying. Just don't do those blobs. Always remember to touch your scratch paper first. Take off that first, blob of ink and then move on. So that's it. Like, it's so simple. And then for this flower, we're just going to do Fresh Freesia on the entire flower. Then some Blackberry Bliss right in the center. And then some Old Olive on the leaves. But again, I'm using the blending brushes. So I love these little mini brushes. They're so cute. And they work for smaller areas a little bit easier. But as you can see on this Old Olive one, I just used the tip because these little leaves are really small. So Thank you, Janet. I know I can't really take credit on this one, but although I did, like I said, I modified it some, but still. Okay, there we go. Place it there so you can see the colors. That's it. Oh, and I need to stamp hello. So this card is the one where I'm also using hello. Where did I put it? Right here. I cleaned it already, but in Blackberry Bliss. Make sure I have the right side facing up. I'll put these in my little baggie so they don't get ink on everything else in my tub. See how I have them labeled for the class, but I'm going to use a small one after I order more for Old Olive, so I didn't label that one. Okay, Blackberry. Now on this one, you want to stamp hello over to the right-hand side because of how we're going to put this card together. So tap, 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 Blackberry Bliss. Hello will go over here to the right. I'm holding it for several seconds because it's so thick, but I'm not like rocking it and pushing really hard. Also, a foam mat, a Stampin' Pierce mat under this if you do not have a super firm, hard table like I do. Mine's basically one of those fake wood. It's just hard, like a countertop. But if you have a flexible plastic card table, any of those things, you're going to need that Stampin' Pierce mat underneath to get a good image with photopolymer stamps. Okay, finish this card. I'm going to attach the designer paper to the card base. Then I actually used Stampin' Dimensionals for the white piece that's been sponged. Where are they? Back here. Let's see, on the, what did the Facebook user say? I wonder if it could be hinged stamping on the Stamparatus. Ooh, good question. Who said that? Elaine? I think Elaine said it. Anyway, that is a good thing for us to test, huh? Yes. Okay, I'm going to use more dimensionals than normal on this rectangle because it's large. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I used like 9. Got my nails really short. Okay, so this goes right in the center. This is also a portrait card. I think they're all for portrait today. Then hello will be flat, just like the other card I did these the banner on. So I want my 2 little buds there to show. So just right below those and poking out past the white on the right is where I'll place hello. And then of course dimensionals on my flower, which I could have die cut from my designer paper also, but this way it matches the style with the sponging of the base part of the card. And I'll just place the little flower to the left of hello with the leaves poking out to the left. Then make a fresh freesia bow. And then some, yes, gems. Like, did I use gems? That. So this bow will go right under my flower, kind of where it meets the greeting. And it kind of goes over the H, but because the ribbon is sort of see-through, I think it's fine. And then on this one, I actually use the Gorgeous Great Dots opaque adhesive back gems, which by the way are faceted and they're super shiny in real life, in case I didn't show that. And I'm just going to use a large, medium, and small, all three down here in the bottom left corner, bottom right corner of this thing, this card. All right, that's the last card. I think it's so pretty, but yet so simple to do with lots of different stamps, although these flowers look amazing in the black and white. There's my original right here. There's that one. Don't forget, over on my blog, I also have the recipe cards for all of these. So we don't have the new products yet because of how Stampin' Up! Releases those. So I listed them here. New supplies used, Fragrant Flowers Bundle, blah, blah, blah. And then all the normal ink pads and stuff here. And measurements are here on the left. So you can get these recipe cards, like you can just view them online or print them. And if you ever see a mistake on my stuff, let me know. I can correct it. And then the next time you click the link, it will be corrected. So, all right. So those are the cards from today. Not only that, these are the cards for my Stamp-A-Stack class for January. Join the club, get the perks, cancel anytime. Of course, let me know if y'all have questions on any of this. Thank you, Barbara. Thanks, Cindy. I know Alejandra, she says, yes, black and white looks really good. Janet, I'm definitely team pink, but I must say I'm loving these purple cards. I know, right? I am not anti-purple. I just like if I'm choosing, I'll choose pink. Thanks, Janet. I appreciate that comment. Thank you, Alejandra. Let me go back. Team Pink. Team Pink. Who said that? Yes, Pat. Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you, Sandy. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to everybody. Everyone have a great new year and a safe one, of course. All that stuff. Be careful. I don't know if y'all are like me and you're going to be asleep by 9 or 10 o'clock that night, but whatever you do, be safe and have fun. And hopefully we'll all have a great 2023, right? Let me know if you have any questions about any of the stuff I talked about today. And of course, just check out my emails coming, one at 1 p.m. today, 1 p.m. Central, blog post at 11 a.m. Central, and anything else, just let me know. All right. Happy New Year to you as well. A couple of Facebook users, Nancy and Carmen. Thank you so much. I will see you guys next week on Thursday at 9 a.m. Central. Next week is December 5th. So I'm going to be tired because I'm going to get up super early that day, probably at like midnight or I don't know what time. So I will be here for y'all, but I will be tired. Thanks, Pauline. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. The paper does make it easy. I will give credit to the paper. The paper makes designing easy. So anyway, thank you guys. I will see you later. Bye.